So while in most cases, people being locked in a room by themselves for months at a time is usually really good for people's health, and usually they come out beaming when you finally let them out. In Diddy's case, apparently that is not the case. And he looked very, very skinny, gaunt, gray in his most recent court appearance yesterday. So we're going to talk about that. He seems to be like falling apart. This is a very consistent thing that happens when big celebrities go to prison. You look at like, what's his name? I'm sorry, not Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein. And dude, that guy literally aged 20 years in like 6 months. And apparently what everybody saw with Diddy in court yesterday is starting to appear that he is on that track. I'm going to tell you what I think is going on because, I mean, aside from just that he's in jail, but I mean, like what's going on with him mentally, why this is happening, so on and so forth. And we also have a video of his kids going into the court and out of the court. So I want to try to like read his kids because it sounds like this is like actually legit shocking. Like everybody was writing about it who was in the courtroom yesterday. Like, dude, he looks bad, man. He looks really, really bad. So I want to like look at his kids on the way in and then see on the way out if they look noticeably different. Now, in the second part of this video, I got to talk about something new and very important, and that is whether or not Cassie is an actual victim in this thing, okay? Now, I know she's a victim, like you saw her get beat up, but there's new information that's like, oh, she's a co-conspirator, okay? So I'll show you exactly what I mean. So in part 2, we're going to talk about Cassie and her potential involvement in things that is, for some reason, not being covered by anybody. So obviously it's not like Harvey Weinstein was the pillar of health when he was out of prison. It's kind of funny. Like I was looking for a before and after. I'm like, man, this fat sloppy motherfucker has been unhealthy from the jump. But like, at least he's like walking around and looks spry. He's like, I just won an Oscar. I have millions of dollars. And guess what I have planned later? I've got an aspiring actress coming up to give me a massage. But she thinks that she's coming up to audition for a big movie. Because that's what I do. I trick people with my position into being in rooms with me, and then I assault them. So that's my big night tonight. Now, you, viewer watching this video right now, you are a star. I can tell. You've got it, and you're going to make it to the top. I'm going to help you get there. The first thing I need, though, is I need you to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and then ring the bell. Soon as you do that, we're going to sign a contract, talent overall deal. I'm going to take you to the top. And then this is him after, this is him after a little while in jail. It's like, yikes, dude. You know what I mean? So that is the phenomenon that we are examining today when we look at this, right? So why skinny did actually, this is a lesson. Diddy looks unrecognizable is what this one says, right? Actually, let me do this. Bam. Diddy looks unrecognizable in court as prison life takes a toll amid scandal and trial drama. Sean Diddy Combs shocked onlookers with a dramatic transformation during a recent court appearance. The once flashy mogul appeared thinner, grayer after months behind bars, battling serious charges of racketeering and sex crimes. A judge also dismissed his claims of a government video leak, marking another blow to his defense. I mean, the government did leak that, but nonetheless, for some reason, I feel like, the courts tend to look down on people who are like, yeah, I mean, I definitely did beat that girl up on video, but they shouldn't have released that to the press. You're like, or you shouldn't have beat the girl up. There's that. Could have just like not beat her up, then there wouldn't be a video of it that someone could release to the press. It's kind of I don't know, man, kind of a silly argument because of course the feds released it. And they did it so that every single jury member will have seen you beating up a girl and they're not going to fall for you, hey, take that, Anyway, but so, I mean, you get the point, dude. He looks astonishing in jail. Every single person who was there yesterday is saying the exact same thing. All right. Like they're saying why Skinny Diddy has lost so much weight in jail as his lonely Christmas plans are revealed. I mean, listen, dude. This is the bottom line, dude. I think what's going on here is multifaceted. I think that as these cases pile up, the civil cases, Diddy is a lot of things. Stupid ain't one of them. You know what I mean? And at a certain point, he is going to have to accept the fact that he's not going to beat this, right? And even if he does beat this criminal trial, they're not going to let this go. You know, this has gotten the amount of press that the federal government, they're going to get him. Okay? Like that, there is a threshold of how much press a guy can get for being a criminal, where the federal government, they're just like, first of all, every single, prosecutor is like, that's a scalp that I'm going to get. It's a career case to make, but also it makes them look ineffective, right? When the public gets it on for somebody, right? Like if they get it on for somebody, if they're like, this guy did blah, 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 it's going to happen. You know what I mean? Even if it's on false pretenses. I could give you a few examples of cases that were built on false pretenses where you can look back and go, he had no chance. Like that guy had no chance. He was not going to win, And in Diddy's case, like think about like John Gotti. Okay, John Gotti had beat a bunch of state cases, and then the feds were like the feds brought their case and he did life in prison. I mean, like they don't lose, man. And so Diddy is in jail and he's starting to come to grips with the fact that like this is probably it for him. You know what I mean? Like this is probably it. It's not going to improve from here, So let's look at let's listen to her actually describe what it was like real quick.
But his mom also wasn't in court today. So when Diddy came inside, it was still that standard issued MDC jumpsuit. He's wearing khaki. From that video of, I think that was obtained by Daily Mail back in September, of Diddy playing hacky sack in Central Park, to now he appeared just astonishingly thinner, which you can expect to be inside a federal detention center for a couple months now. A lot different from the luxury lifestyle that he was living before, but he appeared very noticeably thinner, and maybe being locked up in detention is starting to wear on him. He appeared grayer a little bit as well too, but again, he appeared just like how you would expect Diddy to appear for a hearing. He, when he came inside the courtroom, he hugged his attorneys. He especially hugged Anthony Rico. Then he had hugged Alexandra Shapiro as well too. But then he kept kind of looking at the gallery. Now again, this was at a point where Diddy's sons Justin and Christian weren't inside the courtroom just yet, but instead, whenever they came inside the courtroom, and again, this was after Diddy was already sitting down at the defense table, he looked back immediately. He smiled. He beamed up. He waved at at his two sons, and just kind of gave them like kind of a little bit of, it's a good to see you type of feeling. That's what I was gathering from inside that courtroom. Now, again, I want to remind our viewers that when we're inside federal court, again, there's no cameras, which, Jesse, I'm sure you have already mentioned that part. But, even for us journalists, with the exception of some who get a special permission of that, we just are relying on a notebook, a notepad, a pen, a pencil in order to kind of take notes to see what is all going on. I can't even take my Apple Watch inside that courtroom whenever there's a hearing. I have to turn that in. I have to turn my laptop in. Of course, I have to turn my phone in. So we're kind of just eye-watching everything that's going on. Now, when Christian and Justin came inside that courtroom, they were actually sitting just right across from me over on the left side of the gallery. So what I was seeing from both of his sons was a little bit of leg shaking, what I perceived to be a little prayer right before the hearing had actually started as well too. But again, I think their focus was maintaining a good face for their father, being supportive of their father.
Okay, so I'm just going to stop it there for a second. First of all, let me ask a common sense question. Why are they not allowed to bring cameras in there? Why does the public not get to see what Diddy looks like? You know what I mean? Like, that there's a lot of interest in what he looks like. Why would they not allow him to be photographed? I don't understand that at all. What's the purpose of that? You know what I mean? I'm honestly asking. I don't know. All right, so let's move over to this part, though. I wanted to take a look at his kids walking into the courtroom and then walking out of the courtroom and see if we can get a read on them. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's like if Diddy really looks that bad, you would think his kids will look kind of like, whoa, on the way out. You know what I mean? So there's Christian, the one in the yellow collar, I believe is the one who also is facing an assault allegation from the boat. He's the one I'm actually nearly positive. He's the one that was on the boat, and that chick who was the employee, he cornered her. He's all, hey, drink this tequila. She's all, are you going to drink? He's all, I ain't even going to lie. I ain't going to drink it. And then she got like rescued by another employee. All right, let's see. So that's them on the way in. And then this is them on the way out. Let's see.
Did he do it?
I don't don't know, man. I can't really tell. But the bodyguard, he's still paying for bodyguards. So there's that. There's that, And then apparently,
a disgraced hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs back in court today.
Diddy comes into court and wishes spectators happy holidays. Dude, the guy, listen, this guy, if you look at his entire career, that he's like the king of show the world this thing while behind the scenes or something else. And that obviously was very important to him, that like when cameras are on, what the public thinks of him is he's this whatever. And it is rather gratifying to think about how horrific it must be on his psyche to think about the fact that now when he goes out in public, no one sees this thing that you worked your whole career and life to, present. They see you like the predator. And he knows that now, so he's like he's doing his best. Although I don't even know what kind of grasp on reality this dude has. When the video of Cassie came out and he put out that video, he's like, man, I hit rock bottom, but I got help. It was like, oh, you're not used to this. This is a different thing, huh? Like when you're caught is a different thing, Can't just put on the hey, happy holidays, everyone. I want to listen to this really quick, though, and then we'll go to the Cassie thing.
Rapper appearing in a beige smock and pants for his pretrial hearing.
He does not look good in that drawing.
Federal prosecutors are saying that they were on track to disclose all of the available evidence to the defense by the end of the year. Well, Diddy has been held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn following his arrest in September in a federal sex trafficking case. Last week, Combs abandoned what was his fourth attempt to get released on bail. Joining me for more on this is ABC News senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky. So,
dude, I wonder if you really do, like, what would Diddy do to make all of this go away? You know what I mean? It's like, hey, Diddy, you can have this entire thing go away if I was literally about to give the example of like, if you let the entire Aryan Brotherhood run a train on you. He's all, hell yeah. I'm like, oh, that's a bad example. Bad example for him. That's like, that's usually the worst thing I can think of, for a person. I'm like, hey, what if you had to do that, huh? Worst thing ever. Diddy's like, are you kidding me? I've been starving in here. Jesus. Please let that happen. All right, so now let's move over to this thing about Cassie. Now, this is obviously satire. The cartoon is, but you'll see when you get to the end. First of all, it's hilarious. But when you get to the end of it, it's like, oh, that is an excellent point that we need to talk about. So let's watch this real quick, and then we'll talk. I mean, again, this was very compelling to me. I'm like, dude, that's true. She's not a victim in that case.
You here today, Cassie?
I can't do it anymore, Bishop.
What can't you do? Well, come on, spill it now.
The freak-offs.
Oh, my God, you talking about the freak-offs. You came here to talk about freak-offs.
He has me doing the freak-offs almost every night.
Them freak-offs have brought many a people together. Me and my wife in particular have come to love the freak-offs. Okay. Now, Cassie, you know you'll never find a nail-nutter man to do what Diddy done did for you.
Oh, don't nobody say that nail-nutter like you, Bishop.
Oh, you like that nail-nutter? You know.
This, like, clearly whatever they said here was getting flagged by YouTube because they just blacked it out, It comes right back right now. I really want to know what's on the uncensored run because probably something real dirty.
Ooh. I'll be waiting.
I'll be there in a minute. Go on now. Now, Cassie, I'm going to need you to go on home now, right? Get on that white fingernail polish for tonight, because me and my wife was thinking about stopping by and getting one of them freak-offs on tonight now, so you better get yourself together.
You're not here to help me.
I am helping you, woman. I'm helping you by not telling Diddy about this here, as we all know what's going to happen if I tell Diddy. Remember what happened last time, right?
I can't take this anymore.
Everybody's all, this is you showing us that she's not a victim. Just relax. It's coming, I promise. Just watch.
Cassie, where you going? Cassie, come here. Cassie.
Huh?
Cassie, you forgot your nail polish, girl. Where you going? Cassie?
Whoever makes these is hilarious.
Freak off. Freak off. Freak off.
I mean, she is a victim, obviously, but you'll see what I mean.
The last thing I remember was that smile.
So in the court documents, you said there were so many drugs, it was like candy. Did Diddy also force you to take these drugs?
Force me? No.
Wait, so you took these drugs willingly?
Of course. Doesn't everyone?
No, Cassie. Some people are forced to take them against their will.
Oh. Well, I'm the victim. Can't you see I'm the victim here?
We just want to quiet all the skeptics out there. Like, for instance, you were with Diddy since, what do I have here, 2006? So that means that you would have seen everything that happened with Justin Bieber and countless other victims. Why didn't you speak out? Are they not victims too?
Well,
What's this?
wait.
Cassie, these are the flight logs. It says here you've been to every island over 5 times. Would you like to explain? Maybe help out some of the other victims? Cassie? Cassie, we need you to answer these questions, Cassie. Please, help us feel sorry for you. Truly an honor. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, first of all, you should watch that entire video. Unless that was horrifying for you, which I would understand, but I thought it was funny. When you actually put all that into context, the way that he did, it's funny, but then you're like, wait a minute. That's true. All of this horrific stuff that happened, she knew about all of it, knows about all of it. She hasn't been together with Diddy for how long? And she's like, I mean, you're not going to tell anybody what you saw? You know that Diddy did this to everybody, and do you know what I mean? Like, what he said is like, why are you not helping anyone? She was with him since 2006, And people can say like, oh, well, she's terrified of him. It's like, I mean, yeah. But I've heard a lot of the bodyguards talk about her. Like, she wasn't like, she would fight him. It's not like she wasn't like one of the R. Kelly girls. She was his girl. She would punch him. They would fight like crazy. Like, they had a volatile, terrible relationship. But the idea that there is one person who has all of the secrets and knows all of the shit that he did and is just kind of like chilling and not, maybe she's helping behind the scenes. Who knows? Now that I just said that out loud, maybe she is helping behind the scenes. I don't know. But she certainly took her fucking time, If he was like trapping people into rooms, like drugging them against their will and taking it from them, it's like, I think you probably could have come forward a little bit sooner. You know what I mean? But anyway, I highly suggest you guys go check out this channel, Morbid Melon. It is hilarious. Anyway, that's what I got for this video. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, tell your friends. Bye-bye.